Have you ever made plans with a friend to go to a party, but that friend is uninterested and you decide maybe you can go by yourself? You feel inspired, get ready, thinking about all the people that'll be there and how they may judge or gawk at you for going alone. All the conversations you may have with others, and deep down, the only thing you're thinking about is yourself. You're trying so hard to convince yourself that you're not weird for being alone. As you make your way to the party, your mind starts to spiral into what ifs until the inspiration turns to doubt and you talk yourself out of going. You tell yourself that maybe it wasn't meant to be or there will be other parties. You convince yourself that it's better to wait on your friends so that you don't have to deal with the judgment of being alone. If I'm describing you, then my dear friend, it sounds like you have a fear of getting outside of your comfort zone. In those moments, you are practicing self-betrayal and self-loathing. One of the primary functions of your brain is to protect itself. Your body as a whole, but primarily your brain. In survival, when your brain detects that a person, memory, or environment is a threat, it's going to do whatever it possibly can to return you back to safety. Comfort is a place your brain favors because it encourages predictability. Change is painful, and it takes a lot of energy to adapt to something new, your brain says. Why waste precious resources trying to adapt to change when we can just run away from it? Thus, your brain convinces you of the worst possible outcome and that change is futile, so you're better off without it. What your brain fails to add is that in reality, change is always happening. It's unavoidable for growth and innovation. The results of change can be quite fun when you allow yourself to accept them. Last week, I decided to challenge my brain survival mode and go out without any friends or plan. On a whim, I decided to go to an event I had been eyeing for months. Goth prom. This is how it went.
Hello. Oh my god, I look insane right now. Anyways, I just got back from goth prom, a little bit head empty. If you've ever been to a concert and after the concert, it's like you're kind of talking loud and like your energy is all over the place, that's how I feel right now. It was a really interesting night. I got there a little bit later. I was trying to like edit the video, the garden video, which will be out by the time this comes out. I was trying to like hurry up and edit that before I left, and then it ended up like backfiring on me because I was like 3 hours late to the event. But I arrived and I was just by myself. This was like my solo date. This is my original solo date, and I went to goth prom. Isn't that iconic? But I went to goth prom. I did it by myself, and I was there kind of dancing alone. A lot of the shots that you're gonna see are in portrait mode because I didn't want to get other people in my shot. But anyways, I was like dancing by myself. I met a couple cool people. I had an interesting interaction. I met a girl and she was like, oh, like, I'm like, oh, I'm here by myself. She's like, oh yeah. And we're like kind of talking a little bit. And she's like, oh, what's your favorite goth band? And I heard, what's your favorite rock band? And I'm like, oh, Alice in Chains. Like, that's my favorite rock band. And then she's like, oh, I'm like, what about you? And then she's like, Specimen. And I'm like, oh, wait, did you say goth or rock? And she's like, goth. Like, Alice in Chains is not goth. I'm like, oh, my bad, my bad. She didn't say that, but that was like the energy. I was like, oh, my fault. But no. But other than that, I met like a couple of cool people. There's a lot of couples there because it was supposed to be prom. You know, obviously it was couples there. There's some single people there, but it really wasn't my prerogative to like interact with a whole bunch of people. I was just kind of like get out of the house, you know, type of thing. I don't know. I'll probably talk about like my whole journey with like getting out and like socializing after isolation because that's kind of what I'm going through right now. I'll do like a fit check too because I didn't get to do one before I left the house. My hair is different, like my hair is falling down. I was really having a good time. Seriously, like it was fun. I'd rate it like a 6 out of 10. It was an interesting night. I got a lot of compliments on these bats. There was a drag show, like a little mini like drag show in the middle of everything. First, a lot of people weren't there when I got there, and I was like, why isn't, like, there's a lot of people that are missing out of the bar. And then they were like remixing, like, I guess like regular songs with the goth songs, and then people were like, oh, I don't want to dance to this. So I was just kind of on the dance floor by myself. And then like as time progressed and they started playing like only goth songs, then people were coming out, and then I turned around a couple times and there's like all these people around me. I'm like, hi guys. It was a really cute venue too. They had like vendors selling stuff everywhere. Like they had some crystals that were there. They had some what is that called? Like taxidermy stuff. I was gonna buy like a taxidermy or like a spell. They had like a spell jar, but I was like, no. It was something, but it was a fun something. I can't wait to do it again. Maybe I'll make this like a mini series on my channel of like me going out like solo dates. You can do it with me, or you can just get out of your comfort zone with me. I love that.
It can be addictive to always predict what's coming next. You know what happens every day when you wake up, you go to eat, you go to school, unwind, and sleep. You live safely, comforted in your routines, but deep down you know that you long for more. You have an urge to try something new, but dismiss it at the first opportunity. New environments are threatening when you're thrust into the unfamiliar. Being outside of your comfort zone is a loss of predictability and control, yet it can be so exhilarating to not know what's coming next. In order to reach any sort of goal, you have to confront the imaginary monster your brain wants you to believe is alive. One tip for this is to write out your limiting beliefs or fears about the situation. One tip is to write out your limiting beliefs or fears about how the situation is going to go. Everyone is going to stare if I try to talk to new people. Nobody will want to talk to me if I'm just here by myself. I feel like everyone is watching me. Take those phrases and personify them. Make them into a monster. Draw a picture of what those phrases look like and then destroy it. Eliminate the lies that your brain has attempted to tell you that is true. Think of these thoughts as gossip spread about you that you know are false. Treat them as such when they re-emerge in those moments. This will take practice, but you are not your thoughts. I know as I've grown older, I've become more comfortable remaining safe and not taking risks, missing out on big opportunities, talking to people who could have become friends, saying no to things just because I felt uncomfortable putting myself out there. Those choices in the moment feel right, but when you realize what could have been, you start to think of it as more of a punishment instead of doing a favor for yourself. It may seem like when you're trying something new, you'll inevitably embarrass yourself. Those thoughts and judgments that you face are you being overly critical of yourself. These thoughts you have are valid, but it doesn't mean that your brain is telling you the truth. I think the biggest takeaway from this experience is how freeing it is to finally quiet the voice in your mind that is constantly telling you all the ways you'll fail. The best way I've found to do this is by pushing yourself to the wolves. Lying to yourself and coping with the fact that you'll never be able to accomplish your goal is only a betrayal to yourself. Just because you fear the risk of change doesn't mean by avoiding it, it will miraculously go away. As you continuously put yourself out there, you will gain confidence. Try something new this week. Allow yourself to not be chained to safety. Challenge yourself to do solo dates if possible. Go somewhere alone and just sit with you. Don't run away from something you want because you believe the rumor your brain has spread about you.
You lie! You lie!
Yeah, there's not really much I have to say in this video. I'll probably put some stuff in the end card if there is, because my brain is just a little bit frazzled. Hope you guys liked the video. Support me if you want to by liking and subscribing. I'll see you in the next video. Yeah, cool. Bye.